Hey traders, Raghee here, and in this recap video I'm going to take you through actually two markets that we had our eye on. One is, and I'm just letting you guys know, we did a day trading Bitcoin webinar, and we're going to make that available here probably in the next day or so. And if you're a member, we'll definitely put it in the Learning Center. But for those of you that are just the free newsletter subscribers, I want to make sure we make that available to you guys too. And I did about an hour-long webinar with TradeStation on the XBT contract. And one of the trades that we talked about going into the end of that, because I talked about all this in a live market environment, was going into the Asian session and the fact that we do have a downtrend and a pair of Darvis levels. One's a double Darvis right here. We have a Darvis level right here. We have a Darvis level right here. So a double Darvis, aggressive short, and then a more conservative, what we would consider pressing validity short right there. And that's going into the Asian session. And oftentimes there are very interesting moves in the Asian session for Bitcoin. And one of the things I talked about in the webinar, and we'll make sure we blast that out tomorrow or Wednesday for everybody to check out. But one of the things we talked about is how it's really important for what I call crypto Forex traders to understand the rhythm of the trading day, specifically from the standpoint of the yen, dollar yen, pound versus US, as well as the euro versus US. Understand the rhythm of the trading day, because if you're on the XBT futures, you're trading Bitcoin versus US. If you're on the GDAX platform, you will notice you have opportunities, and I think you do as well on Gemini. I have so many different platforms that I trade through. Sometimes it all blurs, but you can, I know on GDAX, you can trade Bitcoin versus Euro, Bitcoin versus Pound, and Bitcoin versus US. So, I mean, there's very much a kinship to the currency world, to the Forex world with Bitcoin. So check out the Asian session and the way the XBT contract in the 30 minutes heading lower, and we'll make sure we send out that webinar to you guys the next day or so. The other market that I want to talk about is the Dow and the importance of crunching the numbers every day. We did a lot of intraday levels using the hourly and daily price movement ranges, and the trade that I included on the notes. So every day I use a tool called Workflowy. And where are my Workflowy notes? I use a tool called Workflowy, and here they are. Right there. And the notes that we included, and I send this link out in the morning, and you guys can check out the notes we took. But the setup that we did this morning was this one right there, 25,210. And that was, it nailed the low of the day. Now, that's not magic. It just happens to be a little bit of good placement around a major psychological level, plus crunching the price movement ranges that we can use day in and day out from the Auto Chartist platform, which I teach you how to use and get free. And it's really a major part. People who have really made this a part of their daily trading regimen have realized it's the closest thing to X-ray vision you're going to have in the markets. It's an evolution of ATR. It's really much stronger than ATR, but it's a historical price movement range rhythm. And using this data and data specific to the day of the week, we calculated that 25,210, and we're still long from that level. And we're managing that with the 60. Now here's a trade for you all in the free video here, in the recap video. We can look at potentially a buy from the lower 210 level again, maybe even 220. Now you might ask, well, what about the momentum buy through resistance? Can we do that as well? I will say hold off, or remember that it would be very, very aggro unless we start to get some propulsion dots like we had before here. Minus the dots, this becomes a very aggressive trade, the momentum breakout. It's valid, but just remember we could sink back down into the range, in which case, personally, I'd like to be long from this area here, around 25,210 to about 25,225. And that's going into the Asian session with the Dow. I'll see you in the next update.